So first of all, like we're very, it's a good thing and very thrilled to welcome you, Amit Singal, founder at Fluid Ventures and the partner at RTF, Real Time Angel Fund. Right. So a brief about you. I just want to recall, right, as much I know. Like a CA with a total 2 decades of more than experience in finance, governance, entrepreneurship, and you were at the forefront of Indian startup ecosystem. Like as I remember, it's been like 7, 8 years we know each other, right? But not just an investor, being a mentor and a startup ecosystem builder as well, right? And you're the force behind the Fluid Ventures and have invested in multiple startups like Bummer, Coparo, Beautywise, right, and many other which I knew as well, right. And yeah, so we are excited to learn from your journey, and we all welcome you, Amit. And so today's topic that we want to cover is investing in D2C revolution, right? And so we can begin a bit about your thoughts on your topic, on the topic, and then few Q&A we can take. Over to you, Amit.
Yeah, sure. Thank you very much, Sagar, for such a wonderful introduction. Yes, we met around 2007, and as you mentioned, I have a experience of two decades in finance, being a chartered accountant. So it was a fortunate thing with me that I entered into the startup ecosystem in 2007 itself as a internal auditor for the Capital 18, which was the extended company for the Network 18 group, and they start investing in 2007 itself in startup where startup word was not there. So
Yeah.
start learning from IT era. Then our first investment was Burger Sing, when most of the people said that you invested in Burger Sing while there is no tech involved in that. So
Yeah.
I was confused whether that was a right decision or not. But later, once we get the exit, so we find that it is not necessary that all the time the product should be tech. But definitely, whenever you are into the startup ecosystem, for the scalability perspective, tech is an important and integral part of the entire scheme. And the same goes with the D2C itself. There was a time when I met with some gentleman and he said, okay, you are investing in non-tech companies. So I said, no, we are investing in those D2C companies who are highly tech enabled, because it is not easy in India to sell the product and doing the marketing for any product without seeing the customer. So
Yeah.
D2C founders have those capability where they communicate with the customers without knowing them and without meeting them. So everything is focused on tech, starting from marketing, then logistic, then courier coordination with courier companies, taking the payment from the customer. So entire thing is based out on tech only. Coming back to the point where I started in 2015 as an angel investor, then started a Fluid Venture, fully focused on T2C. You already mentioned the company's name, so I will not repeat that. We got a very good exit in Master Chow last year, where we sold our share to Peak 15, and
All right.
Ruskik as well. Reliance acquired that company. So the journey with the D2C companies are going good. Niemann's was a good exit during my angel investment time. PSafe is my portfolio company. So out of my 85 total companies, combining all the investment, angel plus Fluid Venture plus RTF, I believe being a chartered accountant, I can understand this finance very well. So I choose to invest largely in D2C companies, and that decision, I believe, went very well. You mentioned about the D2C wave. So I strongly believe that because of internet penetration in India and the aspiration of D2C in the tier two cities, that is making D2C founders' life very easy. And these are the two factors where D2C companies are doing very well in India. And I'm very positive about it. And that's how we are keep investing.
Right, right. And in total, like as you have told that you have invested in more than 80 companies, right? And you have listened to many founders' journey, right? When you are investing in 85 or 80, right, you have must have listened to 8,000 plus startup pitches and interaction with the founders. Like that's a very nominal and less number, but that would be more than 10,000 or 20,000 approximately. So,
Absolutely.
can you let me know like about one journey or like how it goes from listening to so many pitches, then investing in very less startups, how the curation goes, what excites you every time that you listen to a founder or a pitch? Your point, yeah.
Yeah, so this is a very good question, Sagar, because it is very difficult task because we listen 100 pitches in a month and select one or two in a quarter. In fact, means it is not even the month. So out of 250 or 300 startups, we have to select the one. And definitely being a fund manager, we bring 5 to 10 companies to our investment committee and they help us to select the one. But again, selecting 5 companies out of 250 companies is not an easy task for anyone. But how we find the right kind of startups is mainly about to find a right kind of team which can do a execution. Ultimately, all ideas are good, but the main focus is always a execution. Having said that, apart from it, because we come at a pre-series A level, sometimes numbers are very important for us because unless and until there is a traction, we can't take the decision. And for us, apart from the team, repeat is extremely important in D2C. So my entire focus while selecting any startup is repeat. Unless and until the same customers are coming on your platform, buying the product again, unless and until there is a brand loyalty, I feel that there is no brand value. So when we invest in startups at X valuation, what is that valuation? Valuation is of IP of that company. And what is the IP in case of D2C company? Brand loyalty. Ultimately, how you can judge the brand loyalty with the repeat rate. So repeat rate or the founder capabilities, these are the very important factor for us. Definitely there are other factors, so I will not repeat the basic things, growth rate or the
Yeah.
gross margins. So I believe being a D2C insiders team or the audience, all those things, all the people are known.
Yeah, yeah. Believe so. And like meanwhile, I'll request all the attendees to put their questions in the Q&A box only. So I'll take the questions once I finish that. Um and then I just want to ask, right, as you have told about the curation process, right? So interestingly, you must have listened like to many stories. Any amazing story or any moment then after listening to the story or the pain point problem that you decided to like that the startup is worth investing. If you can brief or share that story with us or some point on that.
Yeah, absolutely. So I will bifurcate the story into two part. One is story related to D2C companies only, that is Coparo, where I was very clear after seeing the pitch deck that the main competitors are large giants like Unilever and Nestle, etc. Because the direct competition was with Surf or Ariel, etc. And I decided now it will be very burning business and I will not invest. But once I met with Simran, founder of Coparo Clean, the clarity of thought, control over the numbers, make me sure that no, we should not miss this opportunity. So that was the entire turnaround before meeting and after meeting. So we immediately decided that yes, we will be able to convince our investment committee and we should invest in that company. So I was very sure about that. And that was only because she had a very control and the brand positioning was very controlled, that how the toxic free environment is required for any household and how it is harmful for the children who are eating in those plates or items which are not healthy for any children or the families. So this was one story, and there is another story which is not related to D2C. I have a portfolio company called V360.ai, which is into the performance analytics of an employee. The founder is based out at Bhopal. Around 4 years ago, another fund called GSF, they asked me to evaluate that company on their behalf because I was associated with them, because they felt that being a chartered accountant, I can evaluate HR companies very well. And in my portfolio companies, HR companies are doing extremely well. There are many other companies like Advantage Club, etc. So I decided to talk this founder at 7:30 because the age of the founder is 20 years old. And I was very sure I will give some mentoring and will talk to him for 15, 20 minutes and will explain that how he can come back to me after 2 years. But once I started this call, it went for 1.5 hours. And I decided immediately, even if GSF is not investing, I will invest in that company because again, at that age, the clarity of thought and the vision was very impressive. And Arnav Gupta is the founder name. I
Yeah.
invested thrice in his company afterward that as well. So this was my angel investment. So these are the two vision statements. So we can make a conclusion that founders' vision always change the investor's mind. So that vision and scalability make a very important role to convince to the investor.
Right, right. So we can say that in the early times or early stage investment, the founder conviction, the vision is the like the whole mode the founder brings in, comparable to the numbers.
Correct, correct, absolutely correct, Sagar.
Right, right. Got it, got it. So like when we see the D2C revolution that is coming along from last 7 8 years in India, right? Many startups have got funded. So what's your perspective? And it excites also, like comparable to US, the tech and the SaaS boom is there. But right now as well, we are going ahead with consumer on a larger upfront. So what's your statement on this?
Yeah, sure. There are multiple reasons because of D2C waves. The first reason is the next generation is ready to take the ready to do the experiment because that was not in our cases. At our age, we were using the same product for the years, while that is not the case. Young generation is very adaptable and they keep experimenting the new product. That's the good thing, and they don't shy away from that. And the second thing is again internet penetration. Now information is available on all the social media. It is very easy to reach the customer as well because of the communication, different communication channel, and the again internet. Uh, Supply chain has played a very important role in the entire journey of D2C. And apart from it, again, the clarity or the communication, whatever startup founders are doing with their customer, either through community or the different channel, that is creating another value addition for that. So, considering these points, there is a wave of D2C companies, and I believe this they will do well as well. And I keep saying sometimes that IT or the applications can be copied. If you have a technology, someone else can create the same
Yeah,
technology, but brand loyalty is not easy task to create. So if brand will create a loyalty amongst the customer, that loyalty can play a very important role for the longer term.
absolutely, absolutely. I totally agree with this. There are many products that we are using from the childhood, and right now as well, we are using it unconsciously. So yeah,
Correct.
loyalty is one thing, absolutely. And right, as we have invested in like more than like 85 brands, right? So what's the one thing, one or two things that differentiates the investable companies or the winners from among the like thousands of other pitch decks or startups or founders? Just want to know that.
So my answer may be very different from whatever you will listen in the market. I believe the good founder is those who can create a good team building. Ultimately, the uh, founder role is role is delegation and to get the work done from the team. Definitely, all these basic parameters are required, like vision about the company, clarity of thoughts, etc. But what I've seen, this amongst the successful founder, they delegate very well, and there is a team bonding. They listen to their team members, take the advice from them, listen to their customers as well. But largely, if there is a good team, founder can build. They can get a success very fast as compared to others. So team building is the key criteria for any success, in my opinion.
Got it, got it. And when you are saying that team building is necessary, of course it is, but many of the times it happens that the founders can't able to convince to bring another co-founder. It's a one co-founder only, right? So how you will tackle or analyze that kind of situation?
So definitely it is a small red flag for any investor because we feel that there are lots of challenges in any startup journey. So it is always good to have a co-founder. If there are two, three co-founders, they can discuss the problem statement and can do very well. But if I will go back to my example, like Coparo Clean, she's a single founder. Again, Bummer has a single founder. So we have seen that in case the founder is extremely good and he has a good corporate experience or some experience to build a team, he or she can still manage that by having a good team leaders or the CXO, fill the CXO positions at a very good level. But I strongly recommend to every founder, this is a long journey and this is very difficult journey. Being a founder, you will face lots of challenge. So it is always good to have a co-founders because it will solve lots of problem and it will reduce the mental pressure as well on you, and you will be able to take good decision and will be able to take fast decision if you will have a team member or the good co-founders.
Right, right, yeah. Agreed. It is very essential to find a good one and to marry him, because many, like majority of the time in a day you will spend with a co-founder only, apart from your family as well. Right,
Yes,
like
absolutely. They takes equal time as your spouse.
even more than that sometimes.
Yes, correct.
Okay. So when we are saying that the founder vision is very, very important, right? And on the other side, we say that the problem statement or the business model that the startup is adopting, right, is also important. So how we can weigh the importance of both the things? Uh, just want to know on this. Yeah.
So Sagar, can you repeat the question? I didn't get the
So
exact question,
how do
but
you weigh the
yeah.
importance? How do you weigh the importance of the founder vision or the conviction that is building on the product, right, in comparison to the actual scalability of the business model and the numbers around it, or the pricing model and the strategies, basically?
Again, if you will go for a scalability model, definitely it is a very good to have the scalability, and that is the core of the startup definition itself. That scalability should be there. But ultimately, what is the formula of a success? It's always about the founder's vision, because unless and until founder vision is very clear, he will not be able to drive the entire company. So I personally give more importance to the founders. Vision statement as compared to the scalability possibility, because the same business can be scalable, and that different founders can work on the same idea, but ultimately what make them different from others is their vision statement and how they are driving the company. So driver in this case is extremely important, and I strongly believe that the founder should be very clear about his thought process, where he want to drive this company, and should be open for the feedback.
Got it. Got it. Got it. Okay, okay. So uh, going forward to this, right? When a founder got the conviction, got a good PMF also, right? Got few numbers, orders, few repeats also. So 0 to 1 journey he might have achieved, right? But there will be biggest challenges when he have to go from 1 to might be 10 or 50, right? So that point of time it will need different kind of resources, and each slab will take different kind of stakeholders. That thing is not approachable, I guess, right? So what's your statement on this when they have to
Yeah,
scale?
definitely. You rightly said that what I have seen in D2C, especially the startups founders start and they reach at a stage where they are doing 5 lakh to 10 lakh rupees sales per month. Then the first stage is to reach at a 25 lakh rupees MRR. That is a difficult task. Then from 25 to 50, still it is easy. Then 50 lakh to 1 crore rupees, again, there is a challenge. So definitely, it is a challenging journey. It is not an easy task, and every founder will have to take the different approach, because marketing is not something which can be common for every product and in every territory. But on the same side, if you are very clear about the customer persona and you can focus on the repeat rate, uh, so I believe you will be able to achieve the 0 to 1 and 1 to 10 journey as well. But what I've seen in most of the cases, startup founders keep changing the new customers. This is not the right strategy. So you should always focus on the product, should keep improving. It is not like that on the first day itself you will find the product what you want to give to the customer. So keep taking the feedback and make sure that you have the right capability to communicate with the customer and to make sure that they are becoming your repeat buyer. So if you will increase your repeat, I'm sure you will be able to achieve 1 to 10 very easily.
Right. Okay, 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 got it. And
And I would like to add one more thing,
yeah,
because
please.
most of the time when I meet with the founders, I find that they are not very good in the finance part. And it is no problem at all as well, because in when we invest in the tech company, we try to find the good CTOs amongst the co-founder. In the same way, when we invest in D2C company, we try to find a good CMO, because the entire bet is on the CMO, because he's the one who is communicating about the product. But on the
Yeah.
same side, the one co-founder should be good on the finance side as well, because they should be good in the number as well.
Mm.
Ultimately, the path to profitability is very important, and unless and until you will be clear that what is your customer acquisition cost, what is your gross margin, what are the repeat rate, what how you can, which are the various lever through which you can achieve the profitability or maybe the sale, that is extremely important. So one point is that customer communication, and the second thing is repeat rate, and third is control over the finance. These are the three important aspects
Right.
which every
Absolutely.
founder should take care to reach the 1 to 10 journey.
Absolutely. Yeah. So on the profitable part, I have seen many founders are generating a revenue of 50 lakhs MRR and burning around 35 to 40 lakhs MRR, like monthly on Meta or Google, right?
Hmm.
But that's not the growth that we are looking for. Like eventually, whether we want to invest or not in that kind of business. And in today's environment, D2C brands majorly targeting the growth, right, and not depending upon the profitability, right? And when we see that there is good founder fit, the PMF they have achieved, but yet the marketing spends are very high, right? How you will see this as a problem?
So to be very honest, there is no harm among burning the money as well. But on the same side, I used a term in the previous question, path to profitability. For investor like us, profitability is not a very important thing for us, but the path to profitability is extremely important for us. So if the founder is very clear that at what number he will be able to achieve the profitability, it is fine with us. So the most of the time the problem is that if founder is just burning the money without having clarity that at what stage he will be able to do a break even, that is the biggest challenge for us. And on the same side, we will have to learn some terms called lifetime value of a customer or the customer acquisition cost. Sometimes you will have to spend money to acquire a customer because the lifetime value of the customer is extremely high. So in the same month, you will not be able to achieve the profitability, but over the period, you will start earning the money from the same customer. So if you are in control of your number and you are very clear that what is your vision to achieve the profitability, maybe in 2 years timeline, 5 years timeline, that is fine. Maybe if the money is in your bank account and the runway is less, then you should always say plan B to make sure that you don't die out. You should be able to run the company without having growth, but you should work on the profitability faster than the growth. So you will have to see few factors like how much money left in the bank account, what is the runway, what is the current burn, whether your CAC versus lifetime value of the customer is in the right direction, and there is enough repeat to make sure that you achieve the profitability. So once you will do that, there is no harm in burning the money as well, but that should also be in control only. In the name of performance marketing or the branding itself, if you are just burning for the sake of burning, that is not the right strategy.
Agreed. So path to profitability should be clear, like when we are analyzing.
Absolutely. And the important terms which I am finding here or mentioning here is break even point. At any point of time, whenever you are dealing with any investor, you should be very clear that if I will sell 1,50,000 unit, or if my turnover will be 1.5 crore rupees, whatever will be the number,
Yeah.
profitability the break even point, and that's how I will do the break even, because my gross margins are 65%, my CAC is this, these are my fixed costs. So at this number, so investor will see that you are very clear about your vision and you are very number that at what stage you will be break even.
Right. Got it. Okay. Uh, ठीक है. So we have covered the path to profitability. I just want to like one thought came in, right? In D2C, we know the competition is very high right now. Whether we see the wellness segment, whether we see the FMCG or the food or the beverages, anything, right? There are among like 15, 20 players who are doing good 100 crores ARR. And when somebody finds a niche, any founder, right? So the TAM for the same is very less, right? So like from the founder mindset, how he approach, because investors will say yaar iska TAM bahut chota hai, right? This will hit the like floor or the ceiling very very soon, so it will not become more than 100 200 crore brand. So how will you see and evaluate this kind of a business?
Uh, So that is a very valid point. Sometimes if we find that market size is not enough and we will not be able to achieve the 100 crore rupees number, so that is with us as well, where we avoid to invest in those startup. But again, if we are convinced that this can become at least 100 crore rupees turnover brand, that is good for us because we we always don't doesn't look for a unicorn. We are a early stage investor. So you will have to see from the investor perspective as well. So what if we invest at an early stage where the turnover of a company is 6 crore rupees, which is the minimum benchmark for the fluid venture as well to invest in any company. And if we are sure that this company can grow up to 20x from now, so that is good validation for us. So I always believe that 100 crore rupees is a very good number for Indian D2C to start with. Definitely after 100 crore rupees, they can have other options as well. They can add product or they can have a vertical or horizontal expansion in their business, and there are multiple other opportunity can be started with that brand. And I sometimes give an example of Amul as well. So Amul is known for multiple things, and the same goes with Godrej, etc. So it is not like always we look for a unicorn only. We look for our IRR. If we are believing that the probability of getting 10x 20x return over investment, we are good to go. So on at the same time, investors should also think like that. It is not necessary that it should become 1,000 crore rupees brand always. 100 crore is a good number. But if someone comes to us and they say the maximum limit for us is 25 crore rupees, we feel that 2 3 crore rupees in a month is not a good number for India because that can be done by any MSME as well. So that doesn't fit up to our scalability definition. So 100 crore still okay with us.
Got it. And would it be similar with the category creation startups or models as well?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. In case you are a category creator, definitely there are more challenges, and the market is yours only because there is less competitor. On the same, you should have enough money to do a brand communication. Unless and until you will create awareness, you will not be able to succeed. So if you are raising enough money to create awareness in the market and you are a category creator, that's very good because the probability of get acquired in near future for the category creator is super high as compared to the Me Too product or the similar product which are already available in the market.
Got it. Got it. Like carrying it forward, the question, like there is the TAM, right? There is category creation also. Other thing which came in my mind is a single product. The startup is bringing only
Mm.
one product, right? And might be possible they have scaled to 20 25 crore MRR, 25 crore like lakhs of MRR. So how will you see that kind of a business? Like, would it be okay? Would it be a VC fundable business, or VC will see that it have 5 6 SKUs, which can be a big TAM.
So this is a little difficult question for me, but on the same side, let me answer that. We as an investor always prefer less SKUs. If someone come to us and saying that a monthly run rate is 50 lakh rupees from 5 SKUs versus someone is coming that my monthly sale is 50 lakh rupees from single SKU, we will always give preference to the single SKU company because there are others benefit for with the single SKUs company because that there is a unity of scale as well and many other things associated with the lesser SKU. So definitely it means that the brand valuation of that company is higher in case there are less SKUs. And on the same side, once he will achieve X number, maybe 50 crore rupees or 100 crore rupees number, they can add more product to their brand because the brand awareness will be there. And one important thing for us to decide whether we want to invest in the startup or not is the repeatability in terms of the consumption of the product as well. So take an example, there is a product where the people buy once in a year versus another product where people are buying every week. So the probability of getting successful and to achieve that number will be higher because
Right.
the brand recall value will be higher. The same goes with my portfolio company, Master Chow. where they have sauces and noodles which people buy every month, versus another company where the people buy once in a year or once in a 5 years as well, some lifestyle product or the luggage bag company, etc. So that's how we also evaluate whether the customer will recall it on regular basis or not, because at the end of the day, we are investing in the brand valuation, and brand is equal to recall value of that brand. So that's how we decide whether we want to invest in that. And definitely there are always chances where there is a category creation and they can add more product to it. And I've seen multiple companies where people started from the category creation, they reach at a stage 25 crore, 50 crore rupees ARR, then they start adding some similar products which are already available in the market, because they have acquired the customer through category creation, and then they can upsell to the other similar product as well. The same example goes with PSafe as well, where there is a category creation through PSafe, and then they start selling RahoSafe and other product as well, because the cost of adding the product is now very less for them, because they have become 100 crore rupees brand.
Yeah. To make it grow, the AOV should be higher and the bucket also, because CAC would be the same as well, right?
Correct, correct. Absolutely. A CAC plus logistic cost. So in
Logistic
D2C,
cost.
that is extremely important. Yeah.
Right, absolutely. Okay, okay. So coming up on the investor side again, right? You have invested in many companies, right? What's the one company that you see that, or you feel, right? This company should be a pass, or right? But I won't say that it would be a regret, because at that point conviction would be made, right? But when that company have fallen off, or some issues would be there, right? So anything on this?
So are you asking about those companies which I have invested and I shouldn't invest, or it is other way around?
Uh, yeah, you like
I can
uh,
give both the
6 years down the line, you thought that you should not invest in this company. Might be some reason behind that, or the statement or the founder conviction at that point of investing was not the same after a few years.
Okay. So there was a company where we invested, it was Volmantra particularly, and we didn't realize that too much customization in a product is not good for the investment. So what I learned from that investment is that I will not say that that was a wrong investment, because the thesis is very simple, because people are spending lots of money on the houses these days, and Volmantra was the interior decoration items. But the main issue with that company was that there is too much customization was involved in that. And whenever you enter into the customization part, it is not easy to manage that. And you can't convince to the customer, because the customer complaint will increase drastically once you will start looking at it. तो अगर आप बोलोगे मुझे ये बना के दो, ये बना के दो, आपकी एक्सपेक्टेशन के हिसाब से बनेगा ही नहीं. तो then we decided that we will always invest in the standardized product in D2C. We will not enter into any company where customization will be involved. So what we learned, there should be manufacturing touch. It should not be necessary that it should be there. There should not be anything where manufacturing scalability will not come, if even if you will get the order, the stock out situation there. And the second thing is customization. We are now totally avoiding the customization in any companies.
Got it. Got it. Got it. Okay. So this
And
question was
I can give
asked.
another example as well. Perfora is something where we evaluated it very deeply, and we
Okay.
decided to pass our investment committee. And then I believe they are doing extremely well, and I can see their product everywhere.
Yeah.
So this is sometimes you can't do anything, because it's depending
Absolutely.
upon different things and different documentation part. I am
Absolutely.
sure I was not able to convince my IC. So I
Right.
will improve myself next time, how to convince your investment committee.
No, but you have gave good companies to the IC as well. So it's not like only one bet, I would say. But yeah, like during my last experience as well, couple of companies we have not, like I was not able to convince the IC, but later on they have raised couple of $1 million as well. So it
Correct.
happens many of the time. But
As we discussed in the beginning, you can't be always right. You are evaluating 250 companies in a quarter, investing in two,
yeah,
then rejecting 248 companies. So
absolutely.
definitely it is not an easy task, and you will do mistakes always.
Right, right. And pivots are there also. So whenever founder is pitching to us, and possibly founder is pitching 6 months down the line to someone another, the vision statement, the conviction might be different.
That is a good sign.
Yeah, yeah.
No, no,
Absolutely.
absolutely. That is a good sign. That is a very good sign. I always say that founders should not be very emotionally attached to their idea. I never prefer those startup founders who are very emotionally attached and don't want to pivot, because this is a journey and you will have to learn from the customer feedback and your own experience, and will have to pivot. Pivot is the core of any startup success.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Got it. Got it. And so, right. Okay. So startups we have covered mostly. Coming back to the D2C, right? The wind is there, right? So what's the factor that you see that will make it a boom or a flaw, right? Down like 5, 10 years, and how you see this journey will like take it ahead, or it's a kind of a bubble, or it is long lasting journey also.
No, it is definitely not a bubble, because the method of buying or method of selling is only changed. Like earlier, we were going to the shops, kirana shop and everything. Then we start going to mall. Now these are the digital mall through which people are buying. And because of internet, it is very easy for startups to communicate their story and to convince the customer that why their product is entirely different from other. Earlier, that role was played by television and the other radio or other advertisement model, where the companies were coming and were explaining that why people should buy that. I can take an example of Nirma or whatever way, whatever were the advertisement famous 10 years or 20
Yeah.
years ago in the time version. The same way, the similar role now social media is playing, or the Google AdWord is playing, where you can create a clear communication that why people should buy this product and how they can buy this product. So supply chain has made founders life very easy, because by the having less inventory, they can reach out to every pin code of India. That was not possible earlier, because there was a distribution chain. You can't have a stockist, and you were on the mercy of the stockist or maybe distributor or the retailer, whether they will keep your stock or not. And at the any point of time, it was a postpaid only. Once the your goods will be sold, then you will get the payment after 90 days. So you require lots of working capital as well in offline. So by going online, it means that you are mostly doing prepaid, because nowadays most of the people go with a credit card or debit card option rather than cash or delivery. Still, that is there, but founders can manage that in a, even the cash pickup can be happen in 2 3 days itself. It is not a long outstanding cycles with them. So I
Right.
believe this is not at all bubble. The only the change, it is a behavioral change of the pattern, or the change in the behavior of the customer, how they are buying that product. And I believe that people are now start spending on the qualitative products. If they are very clear that there is a value for money, they are spending that money. It is not like that they are buying the same product. On the same side, they want to see that there should be value. It should not be like that there is a premium for the sake of premium. They are now people start looking at the ingredients as well. They doing their own research as well why they should use that product. So definitely, I believe that there is a very long journey of D2C companies, and it will go very for very long.
Got it. Got it. And also, consumers are focusing upon sustainability and convenience also, right? That is also creating a sector or category all along for the startups to come in.
Absolutely.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Taking it forward, right? Quick commerce is a big boom, right? And many companies are built over that. Like before this, Amazon, Flipkart was the big thing, right? The shift is there now. We are shifting from marketplaces to the quick commerce thing, right? But the scalability is very very high, but we are like as investors we are not like we're not able to analyze how it will go, because again the marketing spends are very very high, and there are logistics problems, there are you can say the inventory distribution problem, and many things. So as an investor, how you look at like whenever it might be it is a beverage brand, right, or a puja thali brand or flower brand, right? So how will you see this if a startup is only majorly like traction is over the quick com only? Yeah.
Absolutely. So, Sagar, this is a very good question. And in fact, what I will say that quick commerce has become mandatory for the D2C company nowadays.
Absolutely.
And it is similar to some marketplaces like earlier. 10 years ago, the first question investors were asking, are you available on Amazon or Flipkart or both?
Yeah.
So
Got it.
nowadays, that quick commerce has become important play because of two reasons. There are certain category where there are impulse buying, which we can't avoid. But on the same side, uh, मुझे तो ये डोमिनोज की एड याद आती है जहाँ पे 30 मिनट्स
Definitely.
डिलीवरी
Yeah.
अदरवाइज नो पेमेंट और पिज्जा विल बी फ्री. So now it is everything, everyone want everything on 30 minutes. Even companies are claiming 10 minutes, but new generation can't wait beyond 30 minutes. So quick commerce has become important and integral part of the consumer, and they are looking for those options only which can be delivered faster. So same side means nowadays startup founders can't avoid quick commerce, but definitely because every company doesn't have enough money for the inventory, and in quick commerce you required lots of inventory in the different place and predictive analysis, etc. Lots of AI is also involved in that. So I strongly say that start with the own website and the marketplaces only, and go for a quick commerce only once you raise at least 1 million to 2 million US dollar. Then only it will make a sense for anyone to go for quick commerce, because that is an expensive affair. But definitely you can't avoid quick commerce at all.
Right. Right. Got it. Got it. Okay. And again, so I'm shifting from like founders to investors to D2C as the question is coming up in my mind, and as well Jay have asked. So when you have invested in like it's a basket or a bouquet of investment that you have done, right? So how will you categorize, or it coming in your fund thesis that this much portion you will invest in this category, or this much portion you will go at very early traction, or some categories you must have defined as an investor, or
To be very honest, no. At Fluid Venture, we have not categorized any subcategory amongst the D2C. Our focus is entirely on D2C. We keep listening to the pitch, and whenever we are convinced, we showcase it to the investment committee. So in the case of subcategory, definitely we are a opportunistic fund, but we don't go beyond D2C at all. So our thesis is very simple. We will only invest in consumer brands company, not in enablers, not in any other thing. But definitely we don't restrict ourselves in any subcategory. Having said that, our analysts keep exploring and keep evaluating what are the upcoming new sectors. Like there was a time where I was very bullish on the silver jewelry, but later on we find that there are multiple players in the company, and we were not able to convince ourselves that which will be able to capture the right kind of market share in the market. So we find that even if there will be 100 player, everyone will have 1% share in the market. So there will be no clear cut winner. That was our thesis. I'm still not sure if someone is there who have take the market share. So it was our thing as well that we were not able to find out the right hero founder out of 10 opportunities which were there in the subcategory. But whenever we find that out of the subcategories, there is a clear cut winner which we look that this brand can do very well because of brand communication, or maybe because of marketing, or maybe product thing. So we invest in that. So definitely we don't allocate like that, that we will invest 30% in food, 40% in that. So from that perspective, we are very agnostic
got
there.
it, got it, got it. But on the silver side, people are moving to the lab grown diamonds
Lab
now.
grown diamond.
It's an exciting bet nowadays. Yeah.
So again, there is a new learning, Sagar. You have not asked this question, but let me answer that. So sometimes the investor doesn't invest because sometimes they don't understand that
Yeah.
who will be the best out of that. So sometimes founder think ki, why investor is not investing while I am good, but sometimes investors are also confused because they have 10 opportunities on the table, and
True.
because they are not able to pick the right founder or the right brand out of that. So they decide normally to not
Right.
to invest in any of them.
Yeah, yeah. Because the category is very new and nobody
Correct.
have yet built a brand over this. So everyone is coming upon like couple of lakhs of MRR. So like conviction might be there, but yeah, we can't able to pick up the right one. Agreed, agreed. Okay.
So
So
sometimes investor ask who are your competitor, because there is no competition. You are niche, you are new. We are
yeah,
not able to invest, and sometimes the investor doesn't invest because there are lots of player in the market. So investor is confused with from both the sides.
yeah, yeah. Right. There's lots of confusion. Got it. Got it. Okay. So coming down to the investor side now, right? On the angel investor, we when we say like you have done angel investing a lot on in your personal capacity also, right? So when an angel investor is coming up and beginning his journey with the startup investments, right? How he will initiate or begin with like startup curation, how he will appoint or allocate the money, right? Like SABI guidelines, we all know, right? To invest 25 lakhs and so in a couple of years. But again, how much to invest in one single startup, whether to start with like tens in an year or two in a year, right? What's your say on this?
Got it. So I strongly recommend to every investor that they should at least invest in 10 companies. Period is not necessary whether this should be 1 year or 2 years or maybe 2.5 years. That is upon them that what horizon they want to take. They should stay invested for the longer term. So take an example, if you want to invest 10 companies in 2.5 years, so every quarter you should consistently invest in one company. It should not be like that we will invest all the 10 companies in the last quarter only. So if you are investing, take an example, you decided to invest in 10 companies, same amount in 18 months. So you should allocate the money in the same manner. So I always prefer SIP model where you should be very consistent. You should be very clear what is your thesis, and almost your amount should also be similar. It should not be like that you are investing 10 lakh rupees in one company, 2 lakh rupees in other company. If you want to invest 3 lakh rupees over 2 years, invest 3 lakh rupees in 10 companies. So that is my first thing, because ultimately what is going to happen, out of 10 companies, three will be died out. So there will be nil outcome out of three companies, and there will be three, four companies where you will get principal plus bank FD interest maybe
Yeah.
after 3, 4 years. So if you have put 100 rupees in them, you will get 125 rupees, maybe 25% in 4 years. So it will come around 6, 7% IR. There are three companies who will be the winner out of 10, those remaining 10 companies, and they may give you 5x to 25x return. So if you will start creating your portfolio of 10 companies, maybe every 2 years or 1 years. So take an example, after 10 years, you may have a 50 companies, and there will be strong probability that out of the portfolio of 50 companies, there will be one or two IPOs, which will may give you 100x return as well. Again, the past performance is not indicative of the future performance, but on the same side, whatever I have learned in last 11 years through my investment journey, this is the statistics where if you are very careful about your investment, you will get success in three companies out of 10. And if you will invest in 50 companies, there is a strong probability that one company at least will go to the IPO.
Got it. And how much time an angel investor should wait? Because it's a pleasant, like in patient journey, right? Investors should have to like forgot the investment when after putting the money. But angel investor, like I'm talking to various investors, and after a year only, they will start asking the question, "कि exit कब मिलेगा?" Right? So
Correct.
what's a
So,
soft period? इतना तो investor को wait करना ही चाहिए. Like what's your say on that?
correct. So let me go with the theoretical answer first. So ideally, the investor should wait for 7 years. So that is the right time to invest, because you are investing it very early. So in after 2 years, the company will get pre-series A, then series A, and at the time of series B or series C, you will get a right value of that. And that is a very good signal if you are staying in a company for 7 years, because most of the company will die out in first 2 years itself. So 7 years is a very good number. And on the same side, but I have not seen that people are able to stay for longer terms, because whenever startup start doing well, most of the large VC funds start giving an exit to the angel fund forcefully or by politely, by saying,
Yeah.
okay, we are giving you 5x return in 2 years time, and they start explaining that you are getting 400% returns out of this, and they
Okay.
start trying to lean the cap table. And that's why most of the time I suggest to the startup investor to go into the group network method.
Yeah.
So take an example of D2C Insider, where you have a net investors network, and if you are taking a decision to invest in a startups, so you will make sure that you will not be exited forcefully or by taking the wrong decision. So you will fight for the investors exit to the
Right.
best extent. Maybe you will negotiate for getting the right kind of exit value. Maybe you will request them to stay there for another year or 2 years. So if in case you will be an individual, uh, most of the time we think, चलो यार रहने देते हैं, कह रहे हैं 4 बार मैसेज आ चुका तो चलो कर देते हैं एग्जिट, तो that will not be the case if you will go through the network. So I always recommend that people should invest in a network, and there should be a lead investor out of those person who can fight with the larger giant, so to make sure that they stay longer in the company.
Got it. Got it. I think good now. Like any advice you will give to the first time
मेरा
founders?
तो सजेशन यही है कि इन्वेस्टमेंट करने के बाद आईपीओ तक तो वेट ही करना चाहिए, मतलब दे शुड थिंक कि
Of course.
if if there is no exit and company is doing well in terms of sales and the growth, they
Yeah.
should feel happy. Sometimes we are very biased with the media news that other companies are raising lots of money, my company is not raising. That is not a right benchmark. Ultimately, if your company is raising without having money, it is a good signal that it will go longer as compared to others where they are just raising and burning the money.
Got it. Got it. Got it. Okay. And like what's the one thing that you always keep in mind and you will advise all the angel investors who will like begin with this journey, that this you will have in mind always when you are analyzing the startup or the talking to the founders?
So my advice to the first time angel investor will be that they should be able to connect the problem with them. Unless and until they are able to connect the problem with their own thing, ideally they should not do first five investment. And once they are becoming expert to that, then they can go for a blind as well. There is no harm. Like I invested in a company called ePlane where they are trying to create a drone with vertical landing.
Okay.
Definitely, I am able to connect it with the Gurgaon traffic, but on the same side, I am not an expert whether that drone will work or not. On the same side, I take a bet because I am very confident that some of the company will work in that direction where there will be flying taxis. So on the same side, but definitely once I start investing in that, Burger Singh was my first investment where I was able to correlate the things. Second was Advantage Club, TruePay, and these were the companies where I was able to correlate the problem statement with my own life. So definitely try to correlate the problem statement.
Got it. Got it. I think good for now. Okay. And on like on the other side, if a founder is talking to the investor, right, or you, right, what's the one thing he will have or keep in mind to able to convince you that you put a check also?
No, definitely, I believe that invest founder should go freely to the investor because he should not try to convince the investor. Ultimately, it is his product. He should be he should convince himself. Once he will be able to
Yeah.
convince himself,
100%.
investor will be convinced. That's not a problem. But on the same side, he should keep taking the feedback from the investor, because if he's going to the VCs or the angel investor who are regular in their investment journey, so he should always ask the feedback and what else he can do in his journey. That will be the good thing for him. So ultimately, he should be open for the feedback. It should not be like that every time he's convincing only.
Yeah. Yeah. Got it. Got it. So like when we are saying feedback, side, when a startup is reaching out to you and he's trying to convince or showing his conviction also in front of you that you will put a check also. So when it comes to the feedback part, suppose you have declined, so what's the best question or what's the best feedback metric a founder can ask to you that will summarize the whole feedback in one statement, I would say?
Yeah, he should ask that what are the blind spots you are looking in my startups, so that he will be very clear that what investor is thinking about that. So asking this question may cover all the points by the investor, and it is again depending upon the investor as well whether he's ready to give feedback or not. But
Right.
definitely he should ask for these kind of questions, that whether yeah, what are the gap he's looking.
Got it. Got it. Okay, I think summarizing it up, so we have covered many things, from founders to startups to D2C ecosystem. So I want to thank you for being here and enlighten us with all the journey and learnings.
And
Thank you very much for inviting me. It was a wonderful discussion, Sagar.
I always love to discuss with you, and like it's a very like good learnings for me as well. I still remember the first discussion we had like down the line, I think 10 years ago. But yeah, great to have you. Thank you very much, Amit, and thank you everyone for attending this. Thank you. Have a great weekend ahead.
Thank you very much. Bye bye. Take care.
Bye.